I will call the October 8th Board of Health meeting to order. Obviously, Chairman Dupuy is not here. Do you need to review the minutes?
I have already.
Okay. I have too, so motion to accept, second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Boom. All right. So, Michelle, fire away.
If we could, so Vista Market had, Joyce needs to go to another meeting, so I told her she could be first on the agenda.
No.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, sure. Show up and leave.
And so, as you know, the governor declared a vaping ban on September 24th.
Yes.
And we, and Joyce had organized, and with Lisa's health inspectors, went to all establishments in the city to look at everybody's and to say, you know, you can't have Juul, you can't have this, you can't have, so, and Joyce was, we were able to accomplish 140, correct? So all 140
Strong
were.
work.
Yep.
And we did, prior to that, just so you know, because of the flavor restriction, unfortunately, his emergency, we had already done 90 stores just for the flavor restriction. We also conducted 6 trainings, and we had a good showing. I mean, we had probably 100 people in the 6 trainings. And we went over, this is the Board of Health meeting.
Is this the one about the vaping?
Yes.
Yes. Can I come in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please
so
do.
we visited all the stores and, well, 90 stores or thereabouts, and then we had to go back and remind everybody that this was a separate thing, because at the training, they were told they could have menthol wintergreen, even in vaping, but after his order, you could. So then,
I just have to interrupt you. Joyce's trainings were spectacular. I went, she had samples of everything. She answered all their questions. They got to look at the products to see, you know, that they couldn't have, that they could have, and they were very, very well attended for those who attended.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, yeah.
so are we going to talk about Vista Market, even though he's not here? Do you want me to address at least my component?
You're not representing Vista Market, are you?
No.
Okay. So, yes.
So Vista Market actually appealed 2 violations that we, so as a result of just going into the stores,
It's not that far down in here.
I'll just show you images of these images. These are the tickets we wrote, and one was for.
Those are these ones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I think this is really relevant is we went to the store on,
John, it looks like.
I need the date,
He has
It's right after that, there it is, yep.
September 9th, what was that? And he had attended a training, so this was September 9th, and he had attended a training on 8/19, which he signed into, and actually coincidentally, Lisa was there. I did not run this training, I needed Randy to do it because of some health issues that my father was experiencing. So in the training, one portion of this, and was indicated in 2 letters that went to the retailers, was to identify, in addition, it was an opportunity to take advantage of just educating them on a couple things that had already been on the books. One of them is blunt wraps, they can't have blunt wraps. And the other one was drug paraphernalia, which has been, it's an ordinance that's been on the books since 2010. It was updated in 2012. And this specific image was shown along with all the specific pieces of paraphernalia. I told them they couldn't have it, you know, this was why. I handed out the ordinance. And when we went to his establishment, we have black and white pictures there, I believe.
I didn't have pictures in my
I have
packet.
color, so.
Thank you.
So you're looking at, the Slim Jim box is actually, so this is what they call a love rose. And if you see in picture 3 and 4,
Yeah.
this is the exact same glass pipe, only it's in a pen form, and actually, this thing is called a sketch pen. The reason is, it doesn't have any ink in it, these pieces just dispose of them.
Yeah,
You used to take this road out and just get rid of it, and you put chore boys in here. And the chore boy is the Spanish, it's like a copper Brillo pad.
okay,
But so most stores where we find this, which not a lot, but while we've been out there, we've found probably about 8 or 10 places that have had this stuff. And it's always been like not out in the open, so it's clear that they know that they're not supposed to have it.
yeah,
Same with him. And he took the initiative of taking that chore boy and splitting it up. You'll see it in the Slim Jim box, and twirling it into smaller pieces so that you could use it and he could sell it with these.
so
What's that to this, what is it, meth or crack or whatever
It's-
it's called, but
Anything, meth, crack, heroin.
and what's a chore boy again?
It's like a Brillo pad, a
It's
copper,
that stuff,
but
okay,
it's bigger.
it's a bigger one.
It's like the
You can
size.
buy it, you know,
Any
a supermarket
convenience
anyway.
store.
Okay.
We
They're
use
like
it to
scrub
scrub
pants.
burnt pants.
Yeah,
okay,
but they also use it, they break it apart and they stick it in this so that when you're smoking crack or whatever, it doesn't hit the back of their throat.
Yep.
So I went over all of this in the training, very specifically.
yep,
And he had a whole box of those. Those are the love roses, yeah.
okay,
And that's the chore boy.
yep,
So that was the first violation, was the drug paraphernalia. And then if you see the jewel,
yep,
so the jewel, he had 2, what do you call the jewel, which at the time he could have. The governor hadn't announced his. But what he had was 2 open. He had an open box of mint and
Yep.
an open box of the other one.
I see it,
So
okay,
I pulled it out, and of course there's one missing, and I said, "You're selling singles. You're not supposed to sell singles. You know you're not supposed to sell singles." He said, "No, I'm not, no, I'm not." I said, "How much are you selling them for?" He said, $5 a piece. So he got written up for selling our
Thank you.
package, which is in the sales regulations, so it was $100 for each. And I
Okay.
don't know how he can be appealing this, because he's not here, but if I'm not here, he should show up. I mean, he's the one who requested the appeal on both of these tickets, but I just wanted to provide the board with, he certainly had enough information to be doing the right thing.
the training was the 19th, you said, of August?
Yes, and he visited, so, and he attended that, he
Yep.
signed in, and this was written on September 9th.
September 9th.
And the order didn't come from the governor
September 9th was the
until
violation.
September 24th.
Are both these violations under our jurisdiction?
Yes.
The drug paraphernalia as
Yes.
well?
The paraphernalia ordinance gives the Board of Health and agents of the board, and we've been the only one consistently enforcing it for years.
And doing a fine job.
Yeah, I mean, 10 out of 140 is not bad, considering everywhere we found it, they said everyone else is selling this, and we were like, we're there, not everybody else isn't
They're
selling
not
all this
selling
stuff.
So he wants to appeal the tickets, but since he's not here,
I would say that.
Well, even regardless if he wants to appeal, I mean, there it is, it's against the ordinance, it's a
especially
first-time
since he's not
offense,
here,
and
as far
here
as
you
I'm
go.
concerned, the appeal's denied.
Yeah,
Do we need to have an order then?
Yes, please.
I'd like to make a motion that we deny the appeal.
second. All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
Thank you.
Appeal is denied.
And I just want to bring to your attention, in your packet is the letter that went out from the health department just concerning the governor's vape ban. And the sign, I did hear in a webinar yesterday that this sign did not need to be posted
It
in.
doesn't, and we told them that it didn't.
Okay.
We gave it to them as a convenience.
Just-
but they
yeah.
didn't have- We also, the order didn't specifically say whether product had to be removed from the premises, which I wish it did, because when we have a violation or a suspension, we remove the product.
Yeah,
But because it wasn't in the order, the directive was to tell them that they had to at least put it in a box and tape it, because I went to a couple establishments and literally the package of, whatever the pods were, they were like in a case and they had 4 missing. And I said, how do I know that that isn't going to be 5 missing in 5 minutes or 2 days or whatever? So I said, you have to put it in a box, tape it, and I suggested that they label it so that we know when we're going in what we're looking at. And this isn't just us, that's just inspectional services.
Yeah, sure.
What's in that box. So that's what we've required of them, and that has been the consensus of our collaborative members, as well as some of my colleagues who cover like Melrose, Malden, Medford, Winchester, those areas, same thing.
didn't they just have an incident in Melrose? I just read this too. illegal black market sale of vape stuff turned into somebody pulling a gun on 2 kids.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
Really?
at Whole Foods in Melrose, I think it was
Yes.
yesterday,
It was last
last night.
night.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't hear that. And I will tell you, in addition, Randy's been out, what was I yesterday, wherever, he was out Monday, is that yesterday? Yes, I can't keep track of my days. And found 3 establishments who had vape products still in the store and in some cases concealed, so they were clearly,
Still selling and
so
hiding.
we are doing a cease and desist. I need to get those tickets to know who it is and where we're going. But
Mhm.
one was definitely concealed and there also drug paraphernalia found at one of those locations. So those go, the cease and desist goes to the establishment, they have to sign for it. And then we have to send one to DPH and it just says the enforcement will come from their end. So,
And with that, and the only other thing, just the flavor ban went into effect October 1st, but it was really, the governor
It's a moot
preceded
point.
it first. Yes, at this point.
we've been
So,
out though, and I will say most people are compliant, so it's really good to, the only concern is some of the product is still in the establishment. We told them at the training it has to be out as of October 1st, so if we're finding 1 or 2 odd things, like I said, my objective is not to write tickets, is to have compliance. So if they have one thing, I told Randy, point it out, it may have been an oversight, but if it's a lot and they didn't do anything, then that's different.
thank you.
I'm just wondering if she has a question, if it was
Do you have
specifically about
questions about
the.
It's just being a parent,
Oh,
it's just a parent being concerned.
Good.
And seeing what you guys are doing about it, that's all.
Okay, so the governor's order was to have it all removed,
Right, so that's what
and we've been.
red flagged me, and then I knew you guys were having a meeting, so I was wondering if you guys have already started proactivating, or if are you going to start? So that's why I just came, it was just me being a parent.
No, that's great.
we
I
started
appreciate
the days
Wish they were more
after-
like you.
it.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys being enforcing it.
Yep, we started September 25th,
Okay.
where we sent out letters to every establishment. Joyce and Lisa Tobin is a sanitarian, and her health inspectors, they all went out to the stores to make sure that everything was off the shelves and in that respect, and signs were. The school department is handling it also on their end,
Yes.
and I think that they are also offering smoking cessation options.
Okay.
Because for anybody, it's difficult to just stop cold turkey.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, I understand.
Into that, so.
My daughter doesn't do it, I'm trying to, I guess,
Stay ahead of
stay ahead of it, but also be knowledgeable.
Yep.
So I can explain to her, what does all of this mean? What does, when the school gives her paperwork, when she hears it in the news, or when she hears it, some kid died because of this. And,
Yep.
I want to be informed so I can be informative to her.
One of the things you may have missed is that the CDC, DPH, FDA, they all still don't know what it is, what the substance, they haven't identified, or what the combination of substances are.
So can I ask a question? What is, because every time I hear about all of this, even when the governor put his ban on it, they're saying, okay, the flavor is, the flavors are banned too. Is the flavors, are they smoking it for the flavor? I mean, I guess that's what I don't understand. What does the flavors have anything to do with the actual vaping?
So flavor restrictions are important because flavor in anything is usually youth initiation.
Okay.
It cuts down the harshness of vaping, or even smoking, to be honest with you. There's flavored chewing tobacco, there's flavored cigars, there's flavored.
Right.
His ban was across all. It didn't matter whether it was flavored or not.
Okay.
The city coincidentally had done a flavor restriction, meaning all the retailers couldn't carry flavor with the exception of mint, menthol, and wintergreen. But the governor's emergency order supersedes everything at the local level, and so all of the vaping products, including THC, even in like a licensed cannabis shop, you couldn't sell it that way until they get a better answer of it. And so that's the tie-in with why boards of health are moving forward with flavor restrictions, is because youth initiation, and we have an epidemic of vaping now that we had done so well with combustible cigarettes and tobacco.
Okay.
I think that the teenagers just look at it as being cool.
Right, I mean, it's
You
just,
know,
it's
it's
almost
a
like,
new-
it's almost like it's a new fad now, that
Correct.
everyone's
Right.
Where does your daughter go to school?
classical.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my son and daughter go to English.
Okay.
See you on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
But you won't see me, it's too cold for me.
I would.
But I can tell you that vaping items, jewels, so on and so forth, were being sold by kids at Lynn English,
Oh, I believe it.
in the halls and so on and so forth. So that's something that you can tell your daughter to keep an eye out for too, if she hasn't already seen it. Especially at this point now, chances are that it's gonna be something that you would not even normally be able to get over the counter had this ban not gone into place. Somebody's getting it from somewhere,
Right.
and it's real bad stuff, so.
and that's the stuff, I mean, in addition to everything else, that's the stuff really suspect, because you don't know where it came from or where. And I will say, just for the board and
Please.
your information, that Attorney General's office is also doing a really strong push on e-commerce, and they've made it a big deal. You can't, I mean, we just had a question, can a vape shop sell their stuff to another state? And I said, you have to call the AGs, because that's e-commerce, and you are not, right now, this stuff is not supposed to be going through. And if you're declaring it appropriately, I don't think it can be sold. So, her office is doing a great job. And they really were concerned about the whole jewel epidemic as well. They've been targeting, doing additional compliance checks, following up on, like, if we had a sale of any liquid nicotine to a young person, as well as the FDA, the AG's office was doing an additional compliance check to those places. So they were serious about this because they knew that, you know, that just the epidemic part of it. And then, of course, all the lung diseases, like, and the deaths, it's like, what the heck is going on?
So basically, the very easy answer for you, as far as telling your daughter and so on and so forth, any and all vaping products right now are banned in the state of Massachusetts. You can't get anything in any store anywhere in the state of Massachusetts.
Legal.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
legally.
Legally.
That's why I said, yeah, in the stores, legally, right now, until January 25th.
Yes.
It's a 4-month ban at this point in time, pending more information.
Right.
Could be extended, it could be made permanent, it could be rescinded, we don't know yet.
Exactly.
But yeah, there should be no legal way in the state of Massachusetts to get any kind of vaping product, be it an actual jewel or the juice itself, there is none.
And I can give you one of my cards, because if you find out anything, and even if you want to, like, if you hear from your children, you see it yourself, if you want to call us, you don't even have to identify yourself. You can just say, you know, my daughter told me that she's still getting it at such and such. Doesn't even have to be in Lynn.
Right.
You know, wherever they're getting it, we'll follow up on it and we'll pass it on to the right places. Because it is important for this to be followed, especially if they want to find an answer to it. It's like, we don't need more questionable stuff on the market, we need less of it on the market.
No, absolutely, absolutely, I agree 100%. As a parent, I'm more concerned because I always like to be honest with my children. I always like to tell them, you know, this is really what's going on, and, you know, A, B, and C. I'm not one of those parents neither that sugarcoats things in a sense where, oh no, my kid doesn't do anything, my kid's an angel. Kids are kids, they're gonna experiment, but I wanted to be able to be knowledgeable so I can tell them, listen, these are the consequences. If you try this, this could be happening. And that's why I came, I just wanted to be more knowledgeable.
I think it's great.
Good for you.
And they're
Yeah.
not sure too, if it's the pod flavor or if it's the device that's causing these. So, I mean, sometimes like a USB port
Right.
is similar to a
I
device.
mean, it's very, I don't like smoking I don't like, smoking anyways, but still, I mean, that's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think initially too, that a lot of people, adults and young people, just thought it was water.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was an easier, like you have said in the beginning, it's easier compromise from if they wanted to stop smoking, this was their, oh, look, I'm not smoking.
The problem is we
They
had
are.
such an uptick in,
Right.
it was people who would have never smoked
Right.
that have created the epidemic. And those who were smoking and using them sort of as a harm reduction, if you were exclusively doing it, they were kind of saying that that was a good thing.
Right.
But it wasn't a good thing for, you know, thousands and thousands of young people to start doing something they weren't doing before.
Right.
So, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Awesome job as
Joyce,
usual.
I'll give you her card.
Okay.
If you have any
Okay.
questions or anything?
Okay. Well, thank
Did
you so
that-
much, you
Did that
guys.
answer?
Everything you guys answered, you were great, very informative. I came out with lots of knowledge.
I'll show you some of them too. Have you seen some of the devices? guys?
I've seen them like on TV when they showed it, but
I'll show you hands-on, I
Okay,
guess.
all right.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
go follow
Bye,
her.
Joyce.
Bye-bye, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, have a good night.
Mortgage gonna open up the safe and
I
pull
know.
out
I know, really,
Look
right?
at this.
Joyce loves that stuff. Next, Lisa, at the last meeting, we did not finish our discussion on El Bodegon. El Bodegon was an establishment that Lisa wanted us to consider to downgrade to a type 1. Is that correct? That's correct.
Mhm.
To a type 1. And they did not, so I just thought we should finish our discussion.
Okay. I obviously I wasn't here last month, and again, I apologize to everybody for that. I had a sudden family issue that I had to deal with. Nothing of a serious nature, but what did you guys basically come up with, you and Ron?
Well, we basically tabled
Okay.
to this meeting because he didn't show up for the meeting. The representative from the restaurant showed up.
And obviously, we don't expect him tonight.
No. So,
So what is your recommendation, Lisa?
That we downgrade his food permit to a type 1.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me, unless you have any questions, John. I'll make a motion from the chair to downgrade it to a type 1 from a type 2, due to violations.
was it 4? Was it a type 4?
It's a type 2 right now,
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's type 2 right now, we'd like to go down to a type 1.
Type 1,
So they
okay,
can
so
only
yes.
sell prepackaged commercial goods because the issue was the deli.
Then I'll make that motion.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye. There you go.
Lisa?
Quick and easy on that one.
La Parada. La Parada has made a miraculous recovery.
Lisa's kind of touching base on that prior to the meeting.
Yeah.
Well, he spent a lot of money on a new refrigeration unit.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we absolutely did.
So about La Parada, is it more informative than anything else, or do we have to vote on a license for them, or?
No, they're a type 4 right now, and I think
Okay.
that we had told him that pending one more inspection, no violations, he could remain a type 4, so I believe
Perfect.
that he passed the inspection, he did pay the fees that he needed to pay, he paid for his re-inspections and his tickets, and his permit would just continue,
And
yeah.
there was a certified person on.
Yeah, and he was there, yeah. The food inspector said they went a little bit later in the day than they normally do, but when they went, he was
Type 4
there, and
expire on
that's all that was
8/31.
required.
No.
Say that again?
Is there another one?
Yes. So this is, he had an inspection on October 1st, and he had 0 violations.
Okay, perfect. So when's it good until?
I believe his permit needs to renew in January.
In January, okay.
Yeah.
Good for them. I'm glad they pulled through and
Right.
did what they were
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
do.
Let's just hope they maintain it.
Yeah.
Good for them, it's good for business, it's good for the city, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We certainly don't want to put anyone out of business.
There is an old business issue of leases that we need to readdress. Back in 2017,
Is that the wells that I
yes.
saw?
Actually, it started back in 16.
Yeah, it's way at the end.
Yes, it started back in 2016, and we were discussing the well regulations, that we needed to approve them and upgrade them as there had been an issue at, Lisa had received a complaint. And as I went back through all the minutes, it was never voted on. So it was always carried
I thought
over.
we did.
We had a public hearing that no one attended, but I guess we probably did not intend to vote the same night as the public hearing,
Yeah,
and then for some reason missed the
never
vote.
happened. okay. Okay.
This is Vista.
Oh, okay.
So when I went back over the notes, the last that we have is from March 28th. Like, we talked about it,
Yep.
but there was never a vote, and the public hearing, nobody appeared to
And opposed or?
oppose or speak in
in
favor or any of the above. So the problem has come back, and Lisa, we need to have an approval of the regulations for wells that we have in this. Do we have a lot in the city?
We
Or,
have more than you'd think.
And I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
okay.
yep. This
Okay.
particular house has a well, but is also connected to the sewer.
Okay,
So,
so they have kind of a combination of both.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we need to address that we haven't approved it or denied it or,
So basically, all we're looking for is a motion to approve these regulations that we have in our hand?
yes.
Pretty cut and dry?
And they're basically recommendations of the Mass DEP, right?
Correct.
Correct.
This seems cut and dry to me.
Yeah, Lisa,
The
you've
state recommendations.
Right, so the state sanitary code requires that landlords provide potable water. Now we just need to make sure that the water coming from this well is potable. So these guidelines, these regulations allow me to require certain things. And then actually it will also allow us to require people who have a well get a certificate from us. So we have on file that they've been testing the water.
all right, well, fire away.
I'd like to make a motion to enact these regulations.
I second it. Any discussion? None? All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it. The regulations are approved.
I just want to see if Joyce is here to come back with it. Did you have something else, Lisa?
I do not believe so. She's coming back.
Okay. Are you all set with? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just flu season is upon us. We have had, we've had flu clinics, and Thursday we have the first of the city flu clinics on October 10th. And October 17th, and we've been going, we went to the fire station, to the police station, to DPW, to Lynn Housing, to the courthouse. We've opened it up for the teachers to come and get flu shots. So just so that you know that flu shots are here, they are available, and we're taking care of that.
Excellent.
I read something recently, I think they're expecting
A strongest
strong early start to the flu season.
Yeah.
At least if what happened with this last season in the southern hemisphere has
And-
any indication of what we might
I did,
expect.
yep, and Joyce is, not Joyce, MJ is being proactive in, offering it and making sure that it's available.
Excellent.
So, just to let you know that that's, and we have, on our health division website, there's advertisements up in English and in Spanish, offering the flu to anybody who's a resident of Lynn, and that you can come and get your flu shot.
Excellent.
So we are being proactive in that respect. So old business was Wells, and you're from Vista.
Vista Market.
Okay, all right. So we did speak about Vista Market earlier, and if you could just tell me who you are, please?
She's the owner. That's her name is Habiba Nessa,
Okay,
and I'm just gonna help her translate
okay,
her
all right. You're her daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. And your name is?
Zafran.
Hi, Zafran. Joyce, I think it was your father who came and asked to appeal the 2 tickets that were issued.
Yeah.
Okay. So Joyce spoke to us about them, and the board questions the board is questioning. The board is has considered to deny them because your father attended a training concerning it, and prior to these, so that he had gone to a training on August 19th, and there was an inspection at your store on September 9th, and that what he went to the training for, they found at the store.
Your dad was made aware of this when we spoke with him, but I'll just let you know what I told the board, is the 2 tickets were written on September 9th, and your father signed into a training on 8/19, and the products that were, well, there were two issues, I don't know the pictures of what we found, but the evidence was that he was selling, drug paraphernalia, which we specifically had gone over at the training. In fact, this was a photo, and there were even examples of what it was, which this is this. So he knew, he was given a copy of the ordinance that prohibits these. And additionally, what was alarming is that he had taken a regular chore boy and made them smaller to be used as a filter for the drug pipe, which is, this is an ordinance that has been in effect since 2010. And I made this clear at the training that he attended and signed into. So he knew that these were, he was made aware that these were illegal. And then the second one was, so here's a clearer picture of what, you know, he took a regular chore boy and broke them down into smaller things to be used with the drug paraphernalia. And then the second issue was that you can't sell any tobacco or nicotine product out of its original package. And he had both of these, Packard Jewel, regular flavor and mint, opened, and one was missing. And when I asked him how much he was selling them for, he said $5. So he admitted that he was selling these out of package, which is against the sales regulation.
So as far as I know, the rose, so he told me that you came to the store way before September and you told him to not sell that anymore. So it was in a box under a lot of invoices, papers, a bunch of stuff. So he said that you went digging through the box and you found it. So if we were selling it, we wouldn't, leave it in a box full of all that stuff. We would be leaving it on the shelf where it's easy for us to access it and sell it to customers. So, so after he spoke with you, you said, this can't be on the shelf, this can't be anywhere visible, customers can't see it, they can't buy it. So you told him to put it away, so he put it away.
Okay, and I will tell you that you are a third person, like a third party telling the board what your father told you to tell, that I said. I know what I said to your father, and it was that these products had to be removed. And he also heard that reiterated at the training. And we didn't dig too far, and what I said to the board and will say to you is it is concealed intentionally. It's not for sale on the shelf because you're not supposed to have this. And these were not old, these were actually sitting on the back shelf under not a pile of papers, but something, and in a Slim Jim box. So he admitted that these were there, to me.
Right, we sell the choice maybe for $1, 50 cents, I'm not sure, but he does sell them to people, just the Troy.
Yeah, this isn't just a chore boy though. This is a chore boy broken up into small little elements to be stuffed into these pipes.
But that's strictly for profit. He's not stuffing glass jars. Right, so the customer.
That's why we tell you what they're doing with it.
We obey this now, you move all things, and my husband is 65 years old, he remember everything, so 67 years old. He forget.
So, also I know that he was in the middle of moving everything, because I guess, they have new laws that you can't sell certain products that went into effect, so.
That was after this date.
Yeah, so before that, he was moving cigarettes and everything. So it could have been that the box was just left there from the move. So, like, you haven't seen him sell anything. There's no proof that, hey, I saw him sell it to the customer.
He can't have it in his store.
Again, everything was put away, so he was in the middle of.
So I guess what she's trying to say is, whether he's trying to sell it or not, it's in the store and it's illegal to have in the store. Doesn't matter if it's in a box, doesn't matter if it's under papers, it's illegal to have in the store. the stuff that was in the store was confiscated, and the stuff that wasn't confiscated, pictures were taken. So we know that that stuff was in the store, okay? That's why the 2 tickets were written.
Yeah, but they were written under an assumption that they might be selling.
But it doesn't, that's what I'm saying to you, it doesn't matter if they were trying to sell it or not. It's not allowed to be in the store. So can we agree that it was in the store?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not, by law, it's not allowed to be in the store. That's why the tickets were written. Okay? Now, the other unfortunate part is that the public meeting started at 6:30. No representative from your store was here when we discussed this originally. So the appeal of the tickets has been denied prior to you even coming in the door. We still want to hear you out, but it was denied. So that's the reason for the tickets. It's because they were in the store. And again, I see what you're saying, but you have to understand what the law is. This isn't just us making something up. The law specifically states, or the ordinance specifically states for the city of Lynn, that you're not allowed to have those things in the store, anywhere at all. And they were in the store. So that's why the 2 tickets were written. The appeal, unfortunately, okay. The appeal, unfortunately, has been denied, so you have to pay the tickets. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you understand that the product cannot be in the store whatsoever? Okay.
And
So-
how many boxes did you guys find?
There was 1 box of each of those, that they were in the picture.
How about the glass rose?
That was 1 box of each.
1 box, so you don't think it could have been from like an old,
You know, this.
But you
But
still,
it
but you're
doesn't-
not,
Yeah, like I said to you, it doesn't matter if it was 10 years old or 10 days old. It was in the store.
yeah,
And if it's in the store, it goes against the city ordinance.
keep this.
So my suggestion to you, to your dad, would be, A, pay the fines. B, any of that stuff, the glass rose, chore boys, anything that was explained to him in that meeting in August that is deemed illegal, put it in a box and get it out of the store. Nowhere in the store, okay? Definitely let him know that, all right? All right.
So excuse me for this reason, I told you never will do this. I promise to you, I never do this.
I hope not, because if it happens again, you'll be fined again,
Thank you, sir.
Bigger-
okay?
A bigger fine.
A bigger fine, yeah, if it happens again, it'll be a bigger fine,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
So-
this is headache for me. I don't
No, I understand, just make sure she understands and your dad understands. Get that stuff out of the store. Because now that it's been found, don't be surprised if there's a spot inspection somewhere down the road again. And if the stuff's still in the store, you're gonna be fined again, and it'll be a bigger fine than this time, okay?
So you said he did go through a training, right? And
Correct.
he signed the paper that it can't be inside a store.
Correct,
Even if we're not selling it, it just can't be in.
correct,
At all,
okay?
all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, good luck, okay?
And thank you for your help.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
thank
welcome.
you.
Now excuse me on questions. We can sell any cigarette?
Cigarettes, yes, no vape, nothing, no liquid nicotine, no Juul, no nothing.
And another thing is the hookah is no.
No,
No.
no hookah.
No,
Okay, I just make sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
Thank you. Okay.
Does she have any other questions, or just to make sure?
One question.
Because my student, this area very bad before, too much robbery, but now robbery is not, before some people hit my head, and took my money from my night shift. So I never got night shift. Very bad area.
It's okay.
Driver.
I'm sorry.
So-
3 times nobody.
And do you understand that to tell your dad as far as the vaping stuff goes?
So no vapes, no hookahs?
No hookahs, no juice,
No
no
short boy,
nothing.
no,
No flavor.
no flavor, anything.
We went over that with him. He also came to 2 trainings about that, because he came to one after.
He can't remember.
He can sell cigarettes, cigars, cigarellos, as
But
long
those
as,
can't be flavored.
Correct.
the only thing you can have is wintergreen, menthol, or mint. Those are the only flavors you can have.
But not in liquid nicotine,
Not in the liquid to vape.
and no devices.
Basically the e-cigarettes.
Anything to do with e-cigarettes, the
Yeah.
juice or the actual e-cigarettes, which include the hookahs, you can't have.
And game flavor, natural silver, natural.
Yes, you can have those, natural, yeah, and green, yep,
Silver natural.
yep.
Okay. And other than mango, watermelon.
Nope,
Mango,
they're
no.
supposed to be gone October 1st,
Okay. But no, we remove this.
not in the store.
Safe empty.
Okay, good.
Because my husband can't remember. He went to the meeting, but he asked the other store owner, what we can sell, what we can put, but he can't remember.
Nice.
All things.
So you can help him without that stuff.
Remember, so like in case you have
Any problem, I call.
Do you have a card, Joyce?
I can give you a card.
Any advice you can give me, I call you.
No, I went over it all with him, explicitly, 2 trainings and I visited the store. I'll give you my card.
He can remember everything.
Plus he doesn't understand.
That's okay.
Understand all things.
Hopefully you can help
Old
him
age,
understand,
67
okay?
years old, senior citizen, so he can remember, he can remember.
Joyce will give you the card
Yep.
and then.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
We try to save this store. It's very headache. We don't like this one. We don't sell, but we have loaned 70,000 to buy this store.
I'm sorry.
So it's $600 the rent. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What else do we have?
That's all. Old business was the wells. I don't have any new business, and just for the next meeting date, November 12th.
That's what I'm looking at right now. That shouldn't be an issue, but
Okay. Once the camera's off, we'll discuss, Ron. So, November 12th would be the next meeting,
and then
Looks like it's okay for me.
okay? All right, we just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
second. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank
Ayes
you.
have it. We're done.
Thank you.